Well, you know, spring is almost here,
Yes.
Mac, which means more sun, more travel, and for many, more skincare struggles.
Yeah, so today we're joined by two skincare experts with over 25 years in clinical dermatology and pathology. They are here to share some expert tips on how to keep your skin healthy and glowing as we transition into the new season. So doctors, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely. So as we're kind of moving into spring, what are maybe some of the biggest changes that our skin goes through this time of year?
I think as spring sets in, one thing we start noticing is that the skin becomes less dry. And for some people, in fact, a little oiliness starts, showing itself. So that is one of the key concerns that starts developing in everybody's minds as to, what's happening to my skin.
Yeah, certainly. Are there some simple swaps we should be making in our skincare routine? And to go a step further, are there common mistakes that people make?
I think, as Gauri explained, it's actually a gradual transition from the winter to spring. So one also needs to make some gradual changes. One doesn't have to go very, contrast. So to begin with, you can start using a light moisturizer during the daytime and maybe continue with the rich moisturizer at night. And if the skin is turning oily in some cases, then maybe introduce a oily skin cleanser.
Yeah,
That's
great
good.
tips.
I
Yeah.
know a lot of people like myself struggle with like dry and sensitive skin, especially when the seasons start changing. So what actually happens to our skin barrier and how can we keep it strong and healthy during that transition?
So actually, a good thing to consider is to use light moisturizers with ingredients like ceramides, which are useful for maintaining the skin barrier, or to use ingredients like squalane, which again are very similar to the skin's own natural lipids, and that helps to keep the barrier strong. And this does happen during transition phases where the skin is still trying to juggle between the seasons and the impending humidity that is setting in, but there are days on which it's really cold still and there is a little lot of dryness in the air. So yes, the skin will struggle. All of us face these struggles, but using a good moisturizer helps.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah,
tip. Good
absolutely.
moisturizer. You know, one thing we don't talk about nearly enough is how different skin types and skin tones require unique care, especially during these seasonal transitions. So perhaps you could share some skincare tips for different skin tones as we head into spring.
So I think, yes, slight kind of tweaking is required for different skin tones, especially if you're looking at the brown skin or the dark skin tones. Then with the spring, everybody loves sun. Everybody likes to go out in the sun. So one can enjoy the sun, but one needs to be a little more protective about the skincare and introduce a good sunscreen with an SPF of 40 and above. So that would be one of the important things when it comes, because people do feel that I have dark skin, so I don't need sun protection, but that's not true. Dark skin also needs sun protection, and one needs to reapply it because one is in spring. Everybody tries to be out, enjoy the sun, so one needs to be a little more careful about that.
Yes, certainly the sun.
Right.
Right.
And speaking of the sun, so it's spring's coming. A lot of people are going out of town for spring break. So what are maybe some must-have skincare essentials for people to pack?
Again, like I've said before, a good moisturizer, usually a lighter moisturizer during the day is good. And you can always top it up with sunscreen, which helps to prevent water loss and protects against the sun. So sunscreen is a must. Also remember to carry a good lip balm, bottle of water to stay hydrated. And if the skin for some people is beginning to start showing oiliness, maybe just carry, an oily skin cleanser for the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Great.
You know, I can't go anywhere without sunscreen.
Yeah.
Where can we go for more information and more details?
Yeah, I think you can visit our website, brownkind.com, and you'll get a lot more information about things and also on the social media.
Great.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, make sure we're staying healthy out there. I love it.
Get your sunscreen.
Get your sunscreen out, that's right, and a light moisturizer is a great tip.